If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
Just south of Seneca Lake, amidst the rolling vineyards and woodlands in upstate New York's Finger Lakes region, sits a shrine of American motorsport. Watkins Glen International is the birthplace of post-war road racing in North America, a worthy test of some of the best drivers to ever sit in a race car. Racing first came to the Glen in 1948 in the form of the Watkins Glen Grand Prix, a race run on the streets of the town. The success of that event eventually led to the construction of a permanent track. In 1961, Formula One came to the little town by the lake, bringing with it some of the most legendary names and parties in motorsports history. For the next 2 decades, the home of the U.S. Grand Prix was Watkins Glen. Formula One held its last race there in 1980, but the track would recover soon enough. In 1986, NASCAR's Cup Series returned to the Glen, and with it, a whole new renaissance for the track began. One of the fastest courses in North American motorsports, Watkins Glen International is an 11-turn, 3.4-mile or 5.47-kilometer test of speed, reaction, and bravery. 7 right-hand turns and 4 left-hand corners will be that test. Between the length of the corners and near-constant elevation changes, the Glen has tested and in some cases beaten the very best. Watkins Glen International starts with a challenge, with the downhill entry into Turn 1 catching out some of those best drivers. The first turn is known as the 90, a right-hander and a good place to pass. There's a ton of runoff room, and we can expect to see everybody using every inch of tarmac available. And it's up toward the S's, a series of fast, sweeping apexes turning right, left, then right again, leading on to the back straight. This is the fastest part of the race course, and it leads to a challenging overtaking opportunity. The best drivers will use the draft to set up a slingshot attempt into the bus stop at the end of the straight. Turn 5 is a nearly 180-degree corner, with the exit opening much wider than when the classic layout is used. After rounding the carousel, the track deviates from its original circuit for the boot, a hammerhead-shaped up and downhill section of track added in 1971. Turn 6 is a downhill corner with a tricky entrance. A medium-length straight leads into the toe of the boot. Turn 7 turns sharply uphill and is another passing opportunity. The sole of the boot is the straightaway between turns 7 and 8. Turn 8 is a blind entry corner where exit speed is critical. Any passing attempts must be completed before entering the next corner. Turn 9, where the boot rejoins the original circuit, is another fairly quick left-hander, tricky because it's off camber, and followed by the even quicker turn 10, an almost flat-out left-hander. The final corner, turn 11, is another fast right-hander that leads out onto the front straight. Come under the sprint bridge over the start-finish line, and another lap at Watkins Glen is in the books. All right, everybody, it is a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. Qualifications underway for the, I want to call it USF 2000. It's the Indy Pro 2000 top split. This is the kickoff race of 2021 Season 2, and we should have a pretty stacked field here. Looks like 2 splits are going to be in order for this session. 3 B licenses, everybody else is an A, and an I rating average right about, I would say, 2,500 or so. A couple of cars right around 2,000, several drivers up around 5,000. So this one should be a pretty spectacular show here tonight. Once qualification wraps up, it will be a standing start to get things underway here. And let's pick up our quick timer so far. That's Mitchell Ian Green. He's making his way down the backstretch. We'll get the timing tower up here for you. And we'll show you the driver's best lap times. Mitchell making his way down through turn number 6. He's going to head up that kind of short straightaway. They're going to get right about the top gear and then hard on the brakes to make it up through turn number 7. And they'll come screaming down the back straightaway. This turn number 9 here is incredibly difficult, and you're going to see these drivers potentially really have some issues getting through there. Cold tires can be an absolute handful. It's really a trick to get the tires warmed up quick enough and not get the 1X. Down to the line and taking the checkered flag to complete his qualifying run is Mitchell Ian Green. His quick time, 1 minute 42.127 seconds. Let's see who else has a bit of a ways to go here. Looks like Giancarlo Schooler on the backstretch. Several American drivers, one flying under what appears to be the United Nations flag. Diego Asensos from Argentina. Severi Seppa from Finland goes to second quick on the board, and just like that, Everett Paddock of the United States will take the second position away from Severi. look at the comments here. See Mr. Robert Kreiser checking in, saying, hello, what's going on, brother? Hope you're enjoying the show here. Just wrapping up the high side hustle just a little bit ago. Fantastic interview with Chris Windle. A little bit of a connection issue for Chris. He was out in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. Schooler's going to finish up his lap, and that will be the checkered flag on the qualification session. Let's get you the results here from qualifying, and we're going to head to the grid. Mitchell Green, your pole sitter over Everett Paddock, Severy Seppa, Tony Malley, and Frank Wynn. Everybody going to start to get their qualifying setups out and their race setups on the cars. So here is your starting grid. Is everybody going to start to pop in here in just a moment. Mitchell Ian Green will be your pole sitter with Everett Paddock to his outside. Severy Seppa and Tony Malley in row number 2. Frank Wynn, Michael Holler in row 3. Diego Sensos, Daniel Smith in row 4. Row 5, John Carlos Schooler and Simon Fell. John Tyndall and James Watson in row number 6. Chad Pyatt, Kevin Smalley in row 7. John Edwards, Ed Smith in row 8. And Jason Owens going to round out the field. 17 cars strong. Just waiting for the last couple of cars to get up on the grid here. Looks like 4 cars have not gridded up yet. We'll get the lights on and it will be go time here at Watkins Glen. Everybody's on the grid. They're going to see the lights here in just a moment. You'll hear the revs come up. Oh yeah, it's a rolling start. That's right. This is the road to Indy. Good Lord. I'm waiting for the revs to come up here and everybody to blast off the front straightaway. No. Rolling starts in the Indy Pro 2000 series. Part of the Road to Indy, promoted by Anderson Promotions. That's in the real world. In fact, a couple of the Road to Indy drivers taking part in the IndyCar Series event a little bit earlier tonight. Laps the distance. Should not require a pit stop. The only time we're going to see drivers on the pit lane is if there is crash damage, and your night will be done one way or another. The inner loop will prove very tricky on the early laps. Managing your tires is going to be absolutely critical here. Cooper rubber, the standard of choice for the Road to Indy, the carousel. We talked about it in the opener. This really widens out, and it almost changes the setup a little bit. The corner wants to throw you down the hill ordinarily. So when you run the classic layout without the boot, it really makes the car very, very tight on exit. In this case, you can really let the car just flow to the outside of the corner. Making their way up through turn number 7. This is where you'll see a lot of drivers get brave. The entry to turn 8 is blind. It is very easy to have a ton of oversteer on corner exit, and And the problem is if you're trying to make a pass, you could be just completely out of luck and absolutely drilling somebody. Through turn number 9, this corner, very, very treacherous on cold tires. It's treacherous when the tires are warm, quite frankly, but exceptionally so when the tires are cold. It's like we have Trading Paints updating here on us a little bit. Fields down through turn number 11. Pace car is going to make the hard right-hand turn into pit lane. Green flag's out. We're underway. It's a good start for Mitchell Green. He'll be your early race leader into turn number 1. He'll hold it cleanly. A couple of cars swinging wide on exit, and everybody through turn 1 clean will start to make their way up the S's for the first time. Almost looked like a little bit of a push there out of Green in turn 4. May have slowed him up just a little bit because Everett Paddock may have a run down the back stretch. Green covers the dive bomb line into the inner loop. And they are through the carousel for the first time. No big movers so far in this one. Tony Malley, Simon Fell, both down 3 spots on the start, but it's been clean so far. Everybody clean all the way through turn number 9. Bouncing it off the curbs, throw the car a little bit sideways on exit. Lap 1 going to go in the books for 2021 Season 2 when it belongs to Mitchell Green. Green again going to duck to the inside, try to cover that dive bomb line off. It's not going to matter one way or another. He has 9/10 of a second. Oh, but he's way wide. In fact, everybody wide off of turn number 1. You can carry a lot of speed that way, but it's not necessarily going to be the quickest way around the racetrack. Pick up the battle here for second. That's Everett Paddock and Severi Seppa. Seppa getting tight in on the rear wing of Paddock, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move. Another good battle going on back in the field here as well. This is going to be 7th place, Daniel Smith, Diego Ascensos in 8th, and Chad Pyatt in 9th. Also, Giancarlo Schooler. Handful of cars, all nose to tail through turn 6, making their way down towards 7. Very orderly run so far. Oh, big wiggle there. Out of 7, not sure who that was. That may have been John Kendall. Actually, that was the car of Chad Pyatt, who had the big one. Oh, and Pyatt goes around off the corner. He's going to fall towards the back of the pack. Pyatt quickly jumps to pit lane. That's going to be the end of the night for Pyatt. Pick the field back up here. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on what happened to Chad Pyatt. Talk about it. Overcook it just a little bit. Snap oversteer. Lands up against the inside retaining wall, and that's going to be it. Chad Pyatt, that's a tough break there. And back in the live racing action. Things are starting to tighten up at the front of the field. Let's swing you up there. Mitchell Ian Green has the lead. It was about 0.8 of a second, about half a lap ago. Everett Paddock has closed it down into 0.5 of a second, and he is rapidly closing in on that rear wing of the number 4. All the numbers on your screen correlate to your iRating. Best driver by iRating will carry the number 1. Lowest driver in the field by iRating will carry the 17. 4, 2, 1, 3, 7. Your top 5 so far. So the cream definitely rising to the top here just a little bit. Almost feel like you have to tiptoe through turn number 9 there. And turn 10 can be deceptively difficult. If you swing it as wide as Mitchell Ian Green just did there, you will absolutely junk your race car coming off of turn 10, slide it wide into the gravel trap, and your night will be done. Neat shot there from the Marshall post. Severy Seppa catching up again to Everett Paddock. Gaps at about 0.3, and Frank Wynn right there as well. Cooper tires just begging for mercy on the exit of corner number 7, carrying so much speed into that corner. Let's head back into the pack here just a little bit. We'll pick up John Tyndall. He's about 1/4 of a second off the rear wing of Giancarlo Schooler. Man, that was a big wiggle out of Diego Asenso's on-corner exit in 8. That forces him into a wide corner number 9, able to keep the car under control. Oh, what an aggressive pass there by Schooler on Tyndall. Fantastic move. We'll stay with this battle as they come screaming down the front straightaway. Schooler thought about trying to get back around Tyndall. Big wiggle on corner exit. Let's head back to the front of the field here. The gap, 0.3 of a second. Oh man, and a huge tank slapper out of Green in the bus stop. Paddock not able to gain any ground on it though. Trouble for Tony Malley. He went off track and is going to lose several spots. Take a look at the replay here real quick. Malley tried to make the move, spins it off into the bus stop. Really aggressive spot there, and unfortunately, Malley has to jump back to the pits, so his race is going to be over, and we'll pick up the battle at the front here once again. Through turn 8, touching a wheel off. There's your race leader. No harm, no foul yet. Already working the tail end of lap number 5. Will be at 1/3 distance this next time by the start-finish line. Top 4 have separated themselves from 5th place Michael Holler by 6 seconds already in this race. Like a couple of cars almost had an issue there. How about 3 wide off at turn 11 and down the front straightaway? That's going to be Simon Fell, Kevin Smalley, and James Watson. Watson deciding discretion the better part of valor. Those three drivers raced the PM18s in the all-oval TNT series on Tuesday night, renewing their hostilities here on a Thursday. Oh, we had big trouble at the front of the field. Let's get you back, get you the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay. Everett Paddock having an issue. That's your two race leaders going off. Everett Paddock, Mitchell Ian Green, not the best time to make the attempt on the pass. That means new race leader at the front, Severi Seppa. But he's going to have Frank Wynn all over his back, right on the gearbox. What a development there. Everett Paddock out of the race. Let's go on board here for the replay. Happening right in front of your race leader. What a mess. Mitchell Ian Green able to get back to the pit area under his own power. We'll see what the damage is going to be there. Showing you the time of all the drivers on pit road here. Looks like that may be an extended stop. Well, Mitchell Ian Green, 12 seconds. Not a ton of damage, but it's going to be enough to take him out of contention for the win here. What a battle we have at the front as well. Severi Seppa and Frank Wynn will duel into turn 7, turn their way up the hill. This is all about the patience game. For Frank Wynn, you've seen the issues that people have had in front of you. Don't have to win the race on lap number 7. Mitchell Ian Green back out on the racetrack. About 6 seconds back at 13th place, Jason Owens. You know, Owens has an entirely brand new rig, and this is only in the last couple of days that he's gotten it completely set up. Jason, the number 5 driver by iRating in tonight's race. Come back through the pack just a little bit here. Let's pick up John Tyndall. He is all over the rear wing of Michael Hollier through the S's and up the hill. Oh, they're almost making contact in 4. Tyndall's going to get the big draft. Hollier going to come in the inside line. Here comes Diego Ascensos as well. Almost side by side through the inner loop. Then they'll hook around into the outer loop. Corner measuring less than 180 degrees when not used in the classic layout. And what a great battle this is as we approach halfway. There's the move inside, and Tyndall picks up the spot over Hollier. We'll see if Ascensos is going to try to come with him here. How about Hollier fighting back on Tyndall into 8? What a pass to the inside. That move cleanly executed and set up well before turn 9, allowing him to take the clean line through the corner. That's a little bit of a bobble there out of Hollier in turn 11. A little bit of bobbing and weaving down the straightaway. Big move down to the inside. Hollier tries to get the spot, may have made a little bit of contact. They're going to fight back, and they'll duel side by side into turn number 2. Up yes as Tyndall holds on to the spot. Now it's a 4-car battle as well as Giancarlo Schooler's right there. This isn't a pace lap, folks. They're at race pace halfway home. Tyndall able to separate himself out from Hollier just a little bit. Asenso's had to grab the binders just a tiny bit on the exit of turn number 5. This battle starting to settle down just a tiny bit. Still is the closest one on the racetrack. Let's slide back here and we'll pick up this fight between Simon Fell and Kevin Smalley. Smalley in the orange and gray car. Very colorful Simon Fell. Just ahead, actually a couple of very colorful cars there is James Watson joining the party as well. Here's the battle into turn number 1. Diego Asensos and Michael Hollier. Asensos has the spot, but Hollier's going to fight back to the inside. What a fantastic battle we have here. Oh, big off the racetrack. What a save by Giancarlo Schooler. Seems like everything is sort of calming down just a little bit here. I mean, the gaps are only a couple of car lengths here, but they're starting to settle in just a little bit. Let's check in at the front of the field. Severi Seppa and Frank Wynn still within a half second of each other. Little bit of a push oversteer from Seppa out of turn 9. We'll come back here. We'll pick up this battle. Once again, this is 5th, 6th, and 7th on the racetrack. What do you think? We're working lap number 11 here. We'll let you guys quit listening to me and we'll give you a chance to turn it up. Another lap in the books. Severi Seppa still your race leader by a half second over Frank Wynn, and the gap is up to 12 seconds over third place Daniel Smith. That is one I did not anticipate, for the two race leaders really distancing themselves, at least by this range of a margin. Let's pick up the battle back here. This one between James Watson and Kevin Smalley. Simon Fell about 2 seconds clear now of Smalley. This is the tightest fight on the racetrack. Watson able to hold that position, carry the momentum through turn number 9. Here's that battle just ahead. Simon Fell catching up on Michael Hollier. Simon is a very, very smooth operator. Really going to be one that'll be able to baby the tires until the absolute very end. Mitchell Ian Green still running back in the 13th position. Just set the fastest lap in the race, 1 minute 42.35 seconds. He's gotten around Jason Owens for 14. Everett Paddock also back on the racetrack. He's going to be 3 laps down. Here comes Hollier looking to the inside of Fell. Won't get the pass made in the inner loop. It's such a tempting place to attempt to pass. It just so rarely works. You almost just need to back off the throttle a hair, square the inner loop up, and try to carry more momentum out of it. Then the drivers you're fighting with. This battle between Smalley and Watson is still raging as well. This is 9th and 10th on the racetrack. They'll make their way down into the boot. Let's get you a full field rundown here as we work lap number 14. So going to be 5 to go here. Race leader Severi Seppa, well, with a big wiggle off at turn 1, may not be the race leader for much longer. We'll hold off on the update here until this settles down. Frank Wynn rapidly catching in. He's down within a car length. Seppa blocks off the inside lane heading into the inner loop. That's sort of what we talked about, where you want to run your own line through the inner loop because the gap has opened right back out again. It's so tough to do. Mentally, as a driver, you're right there. You want to follow the person ahead of you through on the same line, catch right up and be able to make the pass. Oftentimes, it ends up costing you a couple of tenths. So Seppa and Wynn here at the front of the field. We haven't talked about them at all, but let's pick up our 3rd place running all alone in his own little race. Daniel Smith is up 5 positions from the drop of the green flag. A couple of seconds back will be John Tyndall. Tyndall has absolutely dispatched from Diego Ascensos, who runs in the 5th position. Ascensos way wide on corner 7. That's going to let Giancarlo Schooler and Simon Fell catch up back in. That'll be 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're all separating themselves out quite nicely. There's 8th place running Michael Hollier. We showed you the battle between James Watson and Kevin Smalley. That is 9th and 10th on the racetrack. Back here in the 11th position is John Edwards. Just now making his way into turn number 9, Mitchell Ian Green. He's down 11 spots from the drop of the green flag. He was your pole sitter. Early contact took him out. He is setting quick time after quick time. In fact, about a second quicker than the race leaders. Ed Smith right behind him in the 13th position. 14th place, Jason Owens. And the final car on the racetrack, Everett Paddock. Here's the battle down the backstretch and into the inner loop. It's 5th place, Giancarlo Schooler coming around Diego Asensos. Another big strength of field race for the PM18s coming up tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time. That's another one you'll want to watch. I think Race First has the broadcast on that one. So Schooler and Asensos will make their way up towards number 9. The handling definitely starting to go away on these cars. Everybody, with the exception of Mitchell Ian Green, is at 143 or higher. And as I say that, Severi Seppa goes 142.95, 1 minute 42.95. These laps significantly off of their best lap times. John Tyndall is setting some personal bests. Down to 3 laps to go here in race number 1 for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. This week they're at Watkins Glen. Next week we'll be right back here in this same time slot, and we'll head to Monza. Cannot wait to see these PM18s go screaming around Monza. Again, another very, very fast road course to start the season off. In a place with so much history. Pick up this battle here once again between Smalley and Watson. Smalley able to come around Watson to pick up position at number 9. Watson got him about a lap or so ago. They are starting to catch in on Michael Hollier here. The gap about 1 second to Hollier, just ahead of them. Race leaders putting lap number 17 on the board, 2 to go. The gap's still about a half second. This battle's calmed down, so let's show you the race leaders as they make their way through the S's. Trouble for Mitchell Ian Green. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened to Mitchell. Oh, caught a little bit of the grass. Hard nose into the inside retaining wall. His night will be over. The gap down to 0.2 of a second. Has Frank Wynn been saving tires for the last 15 or so laps? Catching them's one thing, getting around them something entirely different. Also a little bit a matter of where do you make the pass. You really don't want to, for example, slow yourself up into turn 8 coming up the hill and give Seppa a chance to cross you back over and make the pass before you get to turn 9. Turn 1 is going to be a fantastic opportunity here, though. If Wynn is able to get on the rear wing of Seppa off of turn 11, white flag is out, 1 lap to go here at the Glen. Wynn not close enough to make the move into one. Little bit of tire smoke there. Oh, he runs the cleaner line. He's going to be right there. They almost make contact into two. Up the hill for the final time. Wynn is right there. He's going to pull out. Shows the move to the outside. Does he give the lane up into the inner loop? He runs the cleaner line. Big tank slapper out of Seppa. Through the outer loop, turn 5. Now they'll scream down the hill towards turn number 6 one last time. Little bit of a slow up there out of Wen. Man, he's right there, though. They get up into turn 7. Both drivers going to be cleanly through. James Watson, Kevin Smalley, Michael Holly are passing 8th and 9th back and forth like it's their job. Well, we're going to follow this battle for the lead. Wynn tries to show the dummy in a 9. Oh, Seppa locks him up. Wynn comes around to the outside. Seppa's going to have the better line into turn 9. Through turn number 10, new race leader Frank Wynn. Cleanly through 10, off of turn number 11. Checkered flag gonna fly this time. Frank Wynn picks up the victory here at Watkins Glen over Severi Seppa. John Tyndall all over the back wing of Daniel Smith. Full drag race to the line, but it won't be close enough. Daniel Smith claims 3rd. John Tyndall's gonna come home 4th. There's 5th, 6th, and 7th coming across the line. Asenso, Schooler, and Fell. Then it'll be Hollier, Watson, and Smalley. John Edwards still out on the racetrack. He's going to finish up right now. Ed Smith will take the checkered flag, and the last car across the line will be the number 5 of Jason Owens. What a fantastic race. Unpredictable to the very end. Let's get you your race results. Strength of field number 1 going to Frank Wynn over Severi Seppa by just under a half second. Another 16 and a half seconds back was Daniel Smith. So that'll complete the podium here. Let's bring our race winner up into the broadcast booth here with us. Hopefully he's able to hear us. He's got the mic on. We'll see once, or muted, I should say. Frank Wynn, Chris Graham in the NRN booth. You have a copy on us. Frank, are you able to hear us?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you there, bud. Wow. What a fantastic way to end this race here at Watkins Glen. Were you,
Yeah.
I would imagine Severi's not the kind of guy who's going to make a ton of mistakes, but that lockup into 8 just had to be, manna for your ears, I guess.
Yeah, it was, man, I kept pressuring him all race, hoping he'd make a mistake. He made a few small ones, but they weren't, big enough to create an opportunity for me to pass him. He has a lower down for a set, I guess, because he's really booking it on the straights, and I only kept on him in the boot section. So that last lap, I thought I was it on that last lap going into the bus stop, but I tried to do a little fake out move on the inside into 8, and just to try and unsettle him, expecting it not to work. But then he locked up, and there you go. That was music. That was a sight to behold for me.
I was going to say, you tried to sell him the dummy, and it didn't look like he bit on it. It seemed like it was either going to be there in the boot or out of the S's. How difficult is it to not run the leader's line when he takes like that inside line into the bus stop? You know he's going to be slower. How tough is it to not run the preferred line and know you're going to gain a ton of time into the outer loop?
Yeah, usually I try to run my own race, and to me, that's usually a strict adherence to my preferred line. So when he takes to the inside there, I try and brake slightly earlier, and just to keep on him in the boot. My main goal this race was to not lose the draft of those ahead of me. So I would have been happy just sitting in fourth there the entire race during that first part of the race. But then the two leaders got into it, and it was just mano y mano with me and Severi, and it was just keeping on in the back of him.
Yeah, we were really looking forward to seeing that four-car battle develop. At that point, were you just going into tire conservation mode and not make a mistake once you knew it was only going to be the two of you at the front?
Yeah, I'm usually a passive driver most of the times to my own detriment. So I was pretty happy to gain a spot at the race start instead of losing a few spots. So I just kept to that same mindset of being passive and not overly aggressive when it was just me and Severi there. But only until the last few laps did I really start thinking about trying to sell a few dummies, trying to maybe make an outside move going into the bus stop.
All right, bud. Well, hey, congratulations on the win tonight. It's a great points haul in one of the better strength of field races we'll see. And good luck next week at Monza.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right, there you go. Your race winner, Frank Wynn. And man, what an outstanding race that was. Ton of fun to call. Let's show you what we have coming up here this week on the National Racing Network. Monday night, we're back with the Silver Crown Cup. Tuesday night, the pavement sprints take to the racetrack. And on Thursday night, another edition of the High Side Hustle, the show that just wrapped up here before we came on the air. What a fantastic night of racing. That was a ton of fun to call. And we're going to wrap things up with that. So on behalf of everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to have you joining us. Have a great night.